Time to find out the marketing trends that'll impact you in 2019. G'day, I'm Zoe, the director of Zebrafish Digital Media, a video production company down in Geelong, Victoria, Australia. So now we're going to go through the 2019 marketing trends, we're going to go through what you need to do, and 3, maybe some of our own at Zebrafish, maybe you can get inspired. Now most of my clients are small to medium businesses, averaging around 1 to 2 employees, with a couple of businesses being in the 15 to 16 employee market. Now if this doesn't apply to you, that is fine, it is okay, but most of these trends will apply to everyone in business. And if you do anything online, this is going to help you immensely. Let's get going with the trends. First trend that I'm going to tell you about today is an omni-channel approach. So some of you may have a Facebook page or an Instagram page or maybe a YouTube page, but what is definitely going to impact you in 2019 is having an omni-channel approach, which means having your content and having your business spread across a whole different amount of platforms. This would include Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Pinterest, Snapchat if your target market is in there. Usually anyone under the age of 25 is probably a good place to start. Looking at other specific platforms such as maybe Google My Business. That Google platform can get you good SEO, and other platforms such as promoting a lot of content through your website. Say, for example, using your social media as a way to direct people to your website where you can control. Now, this relates to a couple of other trends that we have. An omnichannel approach is going to work much better for you and your business, and it's going to give you more impact for the more time you spend on your marketing. And second trend for 2019 is voice is now moving to search. So 2 out of 5 adults in America, but this doesn't automatically mean the rest of the world, but usually America is a good substitute for the rest of the world, is voice search. So when people voice either using Google Home, Alexa, even using their phone. So say, for example, what I definitely do on my phone all the time is when I'm in a secluded area or when I just don't want to bother typing something out, all I do is click the microphone icon in my keyboard or on my Google Assistant, for example, and I say what I want to search up, and then it comes up with what I need to. I do this regularly about 5 times a day. Now this doesn't mean it's going to happen to you and your customers, but because of how easy and simple and across platform it's becoming across all iPhone and Android devices, it's going to be quite impactful, especially for people who are in specific niches around the world. So long voice searches mean longer search terms. So having a monopoly on SEO on one particular search term is no longer going to be useful to you. To have a string of keyword phrase, is what we like to call it, is going to be much more helpful to you. So say, for example, plumbing, sink plumbing Geelong. That's going to be more helpful to you than plumbing, for example. The reason I use that is because everyone knows a plumber and everyone knows one to find one. You need to Google one. Or you have a guy. That too. 2019 trend number 3 is going to be email conversions. Now, I'm sure most of you are doing email conversions, and if you're not, I highly recommend getting on board that train. I'll be doing it myself through my businesses. Is being able to collect email contacts from people who want free content for you or meet you in person or want to get information from your business. Like we said, like we always promote, giving away a booklet or a video or some sort of information that your customers want, and it's easy for them to access. All they need to do is give you their email address and off they go. So that's going to be very helpful for 2019 and 2020, which is going to help your business build up your SEO, but also build up your collection and build up your database. So in the event something goes wrong with a platform that you do not control, meaning Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, YouTube, any platform that you're on social media wise that is not your website, you do not have control over. As in, if they make a change to their thing and it corrupts your business or means that it impacts your sales or your cash flow, doesn't mind them. It's not their fault. Well, it is their fault, but they don't care is what I'm saying. So if you're able to collect people's email addresses and use it in a, fortnightly, even monthly email, if that helps, to be able to have people's contact information to use for your own means. Now, I don't mean to spam, and I don't recommend that you spam people. It's a bad idea and people don't like it. But to be able to have another avenue to have communications with your customers is going to be a lot more helpful than just putting up stuff on social media and hopefully it gets to them. Email, you know you're going to get it. 2019 trend tip number 4. Regular content won't cut it anymore. Pushing out a blog post every week or every fortnight, for example, or pushing out a video once a month is no longer going to cut it. There is so much content out there in the world, something like 500 minutes of 500 minutes of video content is posted up to YouTube every single second. So that is a lot of people to contend with, especially if you're in a specific niche. So what I highly recommend is that you invest in critical content, or you invest in content that is very niched to who you want to aim for, but is very distinct to you. So this would include content that no one else can find. If you have surveys that you regularly put out for your customers, use that data to your advantage, and promote posts around that data that you've collected, asking people testimonials or questions and doing content specifically answering that question. Because if someone has asked a question, there is usually about 5 to 6 more people outside of that are too afraid to ask a question that want that answer too. And also, as you may have guessed, video content is one of the best ways to get unique content out there on a regular basis. Yes, I just did give you a tip about 500 minutes per second are uploaded to YouTube, but people are searching on the second largest search engine in the world, YouTube, to get their content and get their ideas. About 85% of internet traffic in 2020 will be videos. Because our internet around the world, some parts not so much, Australia, I'm looking at you, around the world has gotten to a point where video is somewhat accessible. And people want to be able to consume their information easily, quickly, and without too much headache or pain reading through a book, for example. That's also why audiobooks have become, and podcasts have become such great hits recently in the past couple of years. So this isn't exactly a plug for me or my business, but I recommend that you get started with video sooner rather than later. And 2019 trend number 5 is podcasting is taking over. Yes, around the world, podcasting has already been a thing for a couple of decades now, but it's definitely moving into areas outside of the US. US is definitely the powerhouse of podcasts, but outside of there, including Australia, New Zealand, the UK, and South Africa. Yeah, and South Africa are some of the largest English predominantly speaking places that are getting podcasting and bringing it up to a level. So if you have the ability, or if you do give out a lot of free content, especially in video format, just take out the audio, put it in a podcast, Bob's your uncle, there you go. So that's the one thing I definitely recommend for people, is to use all avenues you can. Like I said in trend number 1, the omni-channel approach is going to work better for you in the long run rather than focusing in on one thing. Yes, that will require a bit more work, but that's what paying people on Fiverr is for. That's what getting a VA is for. That's what getting people who are experts in their field who can do it a lot quicker for you and a lot cheaper for you than you doing it yourself. That's what it's for. Or say, for example, a lot of people who say to me, Zoe, this is way too much work for me. I don't have the time. I'm single, I'm a sole trader business owner. Well, what you can do is sit down once a fortnight and half an hour. Half an hour is all you need. Spend half an hour, film yourself talking about 2 different subjects, 1 video for each. With that video content, you can do multitude of things. You can give it to rev.com, and you can get a transcript of your work and put it on a blog post. You can get your audio and put it in a podcast. Video, put it on YouTube. Or get that video and also put it on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest, not so much, LinkedIn as well. You can put that piece of content that you've only spent half an hour, so 10 minutes each, 5 minutes in between to get yourself ready, to talk about your content, and there you go. You've got your content for the next month if you so choose. Everyone has half an hour. So you might be asking yourself, Zoe, great, these are great things to know. What do I do about it? Well, what we like to do here at Zebrafish and at my other business, Video Confidence Coach, is we like to give you actionable steps that you can take moving forward to get this stuff rolling. So over the January period, you can use this to your advantage. First thing that we want to do to cover the omni-channel approach is make sure you're creating infrastructure. So make sure you have a Facebook page, make sure you have an Instagram account, make sure you have a Pinterest, Snapchat, LinkedIn, YouTube. Even if you don't post anything on that, just make sure you have it. So when you have the opportunity, or if you're ever going to give your content to a multimedia / marketing strategist or someone else, You can just give it to them and it's already created. Already has all your branding, has what you want in there, has your bio, all good. And what I also mean by building infrastructure is building paid and free products that your customers can consume. Now, for most people watching, you may not be a service or product particular business that is based in information. So say, for example, when I say information, you might be talking to someone like me. Even though I sell you a final product, which is video, you still need to be informed about how to purchase, what are the practices behind it, what makes a good video from bad video, all that type of content, which will be helpful for anyone else who has a service or a product. So again, say for a florist, you can put some content together of a free downloadable of, best flowers for each season in your local area. And that would be helpful to people, A, who are interested in flowers, and B, who are interested in getting flowers on a regular basis. So when you get their emails, you know who to target them, just FYI. And you've got all that content in the background to be able to say, hey, thank you for being our customer. Hope you enjoyed ordering online. Here's a free A4 digital poster that you can create on Canva or whatever, of all the best flowers for each season, or their meaning behind them, or whatever you want to give them. Obviously, it has to be helpful. It has to be interesting knowledge. That's something, and it also has to be something that the client would be interested in. Giving, say, someone, come up with an example, Zoe. Say giving someone who's ordered a flowers from you, say for example, a video on how to wrap their own flowers might not be the best idea, because they're coming to you to get their flowers created, picked, wrapped and put together. They're coming to you for that. Maybe doing something like that might not work well for you, but if they come to you on a regular basis, give them a freebie of, here are the best flowers to order each season. And then when they come to you, they say, hey, I just checked out my poster. I want this one, this one, this one. This will mean that you are in the front of their mind whenever they need something. You are no longer in a world that you need to blast your message every second of the day to be understood or thought of. What you do to get noticed, to get people trusting you and liking you, and therefore have you, your business, in the back of their mind when they need you, is being helpful and being a good business. So say, for example, I'm always in the back of my clients' minds whenever they need video or something to do with video, because I've given them information regarding that. I always give them helpful tips and hints, which means that they are very much interested in keeping me in the back of their mind when they need work done. Even if it's not particularly video related, they'll still come back to me when they need me and then go, hey, Zoe, I know you do video, but I need a photographer. I'm like, cool, got you covered. And that automatically means I'm in the back of their mind and more business for me. Our second tip is making sure you diversify your money and your platforms. Ever heard the saying, don't put too many eggs in one basket? That's the same with marketing and social media. So make sure when you get up to having a marketing budget, even if you don't, having a budget of your time and where you're going to focus your energy in marketing is very important. So make sure that you go between, figure out which one is serving you right now and which one you want to invest in the future. So say, for example, for some people, Facebook is working for them really well right now. The market is there, people are there, their business is going off like a frog in a sock, for example. But that doesn't mean that's always going to be the case. With the recent issues, let's call them that, with Facebook that's happening at the moment, it may not be a popular platform in the future. So what you need to do, very much like trend number 1, diversify omni-channels. So diversify which platforms you're spending your time, your marketing time and your marketing budget in. And make sure with that marketing budget that you're sending people to your website. That all of these streams and social medias are sending people to your website. Because that's where you're going to go to get the most reach, SEO, and be known as the leader in your space by having people go to a website that you control. Remember, you don't control the social medias. You control your website. Tip number 3, batching. So batching your content allows you to create a whole bunch of content in one go instead of creating one thing that's going to appear every week. So say, for example, when you see YouTubers or other business people online, when you see video content that looks very swish, that looks very suave, that looks really professional, they're not doing it once a week on, a couple of hours before it's posted online. They filmed it all in one go, making sure it's relevant for when they post it, cut it up, and make sure that the video that's going out is relevant to the time period that it's going up. So when you're doing content, be it video, be it podcasting, be it even image posts that you want to schedule ahead of time, instead of you worrying about it, fussing over it while you're trying to deal with kids or deal with business or deal with other things, when you've got a quiet afternoon, or if that doesn't exist for you, when you've got a half hour spare, spend that time batching together a few images, a few posts, something provocative, something insightful, and schedule it using the scheduling apps. You can either get one from outside, which like Hootsuite or Buffer or something like that, or using the scheduling apps from within inside the platforms such as Facebook. I don't think Instagram has one, but other places like that. LinkedIn, I think has one. We'll find out. And using those to your advantage, you're able to create a whole week's, 2 weeks, maybe even a month's worth of content without really trying that hard. Now, I'm not saying to set and forget. Do not schedule and forget. Make sure you come back, you comment, you like, you respond to the people who've asked questions within your posts. But putting it on that way makes it a lot less stressful for you as a business owner. When you've got other things to do in your business, marketing may not be at the front of your mind. But if you can spend half an hour to an afternoon just getting some content done in one go, batching it, it'll make it a lot easier for you. Tip number 4, collaboration, reaching out. So there are always plenty of other businesses in your competitive niche. Say, for example, they may not be in the same town as you, maybe in the same country as you. But the idea of collaborating with people who are parallel businesses to you, and when I say parallel as in they serve the same people, they help the same people out, they're not exactly competitors to you. So say, for example, for my business, even though I'm a videographer, people see photographers, wedding videographers, social media guys, website guys, they always are people outside of my industry see them as my competitors, when frankly, they're not my competitors. I don't do websites. I'm barely getting there on my own. I'm not going to take someone else's. Social media managing. I can do it. I'm not that good. I'm going to give it to someone else. Photography. I have guys for that. I don't do too well of it myself. So to be able to use people that are parallel to you, as in they serve the same people and help the same people out, it'll be easy to collaborate with them, to create content, to interview each other, to reach different audiences. So it's going to work out. Working with these parallel businesses, people who are interested in, say, photography, might be interested in video in the future. And if you pop up with someone who they've already worked with and trust, they're more likely to look into you and hopefully hire you in the future because they see that you've worked and collaborating with someone that they already trust. And that's the same thing with people that you view as competitors. And the reason I use big quotation marks there is because I don't believe in competitors. When you work in whatever industry and niche you are, yes, there is people out there who may do the same thing as you, but no one's going to do the thing that you do to your style, your specifications, your quality. And when you're aiming and exacting people that you want to work for, that's not always the same all year round. So say, for example, there may be a plumber in Geelong who is, may specialize in sink fixtures. Don't at me if you're a plumber. I'm sorry, I just keep using you. May specialize in sink fixtures, and you may think, oh no, that's what I want to niche in. That's not going to work for me. But maybe they focus on sink fixtures. Zoe should have chose a better word for old folks' homes, for industrial communities, for example, when you might only work on domestic. Yes, it's the same product and it's the same niche, but two completely different audiences. And you can use that to better yourself, to collaborate with them for in the event that maybe you can't do the work, or maybe there's a job that's too big for you. You can always get them on, get a referral payment of some kind, and they can do the job. Or in some cases, like for example, my example, earlier this year I was quite sick and I was unable to get a few jobs done. So I got businesses who were in the somewhat same niche as me, but I got them to collaborate with them to help fulfill my clients' needs. And a lot of people thought, what are you doing? You're helping out your competitor. Not necessarily true. Again, they might do the same video types as me. They might do business video, but they have a different style and different technique. And they were very helpful in my time of need. So always collaborate and work together with people, especially in your local community. Next tip, working on your reputation or keeping your reputation at a high level. So for most people, when working in business, you want to keep your reputation positive more than anything, because keeping a positive reputation means that people trust you, you're more likely to be referred, more people are likely to know about you, and Yes, there is a good chance that negative press or negative comments go a lot further in community than positive ones. That's always going to be the case. We like a bit of goss, don't we? But if you keep your reputation of your business as a whole in a positive light, you'll do your best to help out charities, you'll do your best to go above and beyond for your client, you do your best to serve the people who are ultimately coming to you for help, your reputation will be able to survive any negative press and be able to bring your business to a higher level clientele because of that reputation you have in the community. As you guys can probably see if you're watching the video or if you're reading the blog, length means nothing. So a lot of people ask, especially when it comes to creating content, and especially unique content, people always ask about video length. What is the best video length for this platform? What is the best video length for this platform? I'm in the healthcare industry. What is the best length of video for me? And to tell you the truth, I've always said this, it doesn't really matter. It's all about the value you are giving your client. Your video can be 5 seconds long, but if it's telling them something that they really need to know, for example, believe in yourself. Now, I'm not saying that always works, but if you had a 5-second video compared to a 30-minute video, if you've got more context, if you've got more helpful facts and figures and other content in your shorter video, that means that you are going to more likely get referred more, you're going to get shared a lot more, and a lot of more people are going to come to you because they see your value as other people's time. Yes, for example, the video you're watching right now might be a bit long, but my plan is to give you enough information, context, and quick wins on what to do next to be able to give you guys the motivation for 2019 to blow those marketing trends out of the water. And last tip I'm going to give you guys is optimize for humans, not robots. So a lot of people, especially in the marketing industry, always tell you about use your meta tags, use your SEO, make sure you put keywords and key phrases and all this mumbo jumbo stuff that I know about, but I'm not too fussed either way about it. The reason why I tell you to focus on humans is because the people that are looking for your content, the clients that you are serving, there's a good chance they're going to be human. So people who are looking you up online, people who are looking around their local community, people who are asking their friends, asking their family, they want to have more information about you before they make a decision. 80% of people don't want a salesperson to sell them on something before they agree to go somewhere. So at the moment, a lot of people have an idea before coming to me that they want a video. They've checked out my work, they like what I do, cool, they come to me for a video. I don't need to sell them on that. And that's the same thing for you guys in your marketing. You should always aim to be that key person of influence in that industry, but the idea of getting people on board is being able to give them the content, the facts that they need to be able to find you. Robots or analytics or things online that are categorizing your information, yes, it's always good to give them some information as to captions on your video so they know what your video is saying, giving them ideas on what the image that you're posting is about, and giving them words and ideas of if people are searching for it, they'll find you. But remember, you're going to be working and doing a lot of work with humans, so making sure when you put your content together that it's for the person reading, not the robot that's putting it together. And now we're at the end of the video, so I hope you've enjoyed this wonderful whirlwind of a video/blog, depends if you read or watch this or listen to this, depending on what I decide to do. But we're going to go through the 2019 milestones for our business. So if you're watching the video, you'll see my printout/pinup that I'm going to have in my office for the next year. And we call it 2019 milestones as opposed to goals, because goals are great, but giving yourself an area of where to head to so you can overcome it during the new year is the definition of what a milestone is, and it's going to make you feel a lot more accomplished when you actually do it. If you don't achieve it, cool, that's just a milestone to keep reaching for. Woo! So our first milestone, I shouldn't call it a goal, Zoe. Our first milestone for next year is to fail every day. That might seem a bit stupid, but you have to remember that failure is not inherently a bad thing. Failure is learning from your mistakes, perfecting it so other people don't have to fail. So what we want to do is make sure that we're not afraid of being turned down, that we're not afraid of trying something and having it fall flat on its face. We want to be able to do it every day, so the idea of failure is no longer scary and no longer terrifying, so we can keep doing our best for you and are best for our clients. March 2019 is going to be a collaboration month. So for both of my businesses, both Video Confidence Coach and Zebrafish, which you're watching now, we're going to have a collaboration month where we get people who, like I said during the video, parallel businesses on both business sides who I'd like to collaborate with either in a video, in a post, or in a blog, whatever. I want to be able to have that for an entire month, just devote that time to, obviously while doing our real work, but to be able to work on that, to be able to build connections with people and have some content out there to help everyone and to help clients in need. Another milestone for me, now this is more of a practical one for me specifically, is halving my video edit times. Video editing is hella annoying. Yes, it can take a while, and that's why we get myself and I hire people to do it with me as well. And it can take a long time, especially when you're being a perfectionist. So what we want to do, definitely, it's essentially reduce your perfectionism, Zoe, but halving our editing times will make it a lot easier to get the content out there, making it a lot easier for consumers to see it, understand it, move on, as opposed to being finicky about something that customers don't really care about, or customers or the clients don't really care about. And very much corresponding to the last one is hire a video editor. So at the moment in my business, I've got a couple of contractors that come in part-time to do some video work with me, and I do mainly some of the video editing myself. I want to be able to get to a level that I can hire one at least part-time to work on a secondary computer in my office so we can get the videos consistently edited out in a decent fashion for everyone. So it's always on a turning wheel and the content will always be out there. And at the bottom of mine, I always say, you can do this, Zoe, just to give myself a bit of positive reinforcement. So that's the end of the video and the blog. I hope you found it helpful. If you want more of this content or this ideas, make sure you follow us on whatever platform that this happens to be on, or you can join our mailing list in the link below.